Hey everybody, welcome to Rudimentality's Rude How-Tos. My name is Mike Brown, and today we are going to be talking about match grip. So match grip is the most fundamental grip you're going to find across percussion. It's called match grip simply because your hands match. So let's take a look at what our hands actually need to do to properly hold the stick for match grip. To hold the stick naturally in match grip, let's first take a look at our hand at rest. Now, if we just shake our hand out and then let it sit there, notice how our fingers curve naturally. We're going to take advantage of that. We're going to place the stick evenly between the thumb muscle and the rest of the hand. We're going to scoot the stick up so that only about an inch is sticking out the back. And notice how my fingers just curve naturally around that. We don't want to hold it like a club. We want to be sure that our thumb is sitting opposite our pointer finger. And then we want to try and make sure the pads of our fingers are touching the stick. So notice how I curl my fingers back a little bit. When you're looking straight down at the stick, you can see again that my thumb is across from my knuckle. And that is the point of rotation. That's the fulcrum of our match grip. Now that we know how to hold the sticks properly, let's look at a little bit of the mechanics of what our fingers, our wrists, and our elbows are going to be doing while we're playing. So we'll put our sticks out in playing position. This means our beads are about 1.5 inches apart. And when I go to play, I'm going to rotate. And that's a common term. We're going to rotate the stick. And I'm going to try and focus and make sure that my wrist is doing most of the work. But in doing that, you notice how the stick is stopping low and has this stutter. Now that I understand how to move my wrist, I get that. Now I want to try and relax those muscles a little bit so that the stick can bounce back up. And notice I'm very loose here. I'm just letting the stick move so that I can get an idea of how this rebound happens. So I'm going to wrap my fingers back around, and I'm still going to use my wrist, but I'm nice and loose. My hand opens up a little bit so that the stick can breathe, so that the stick can resonate. And notice how my wrist is doing most of this. My arm moves a little bit. It might move in and out. It might move up and down. I'm not too worried about that right now. I'm just trying to not play tense. So if I'm flexing my muscles to keep my arm in place, I'm causing a lot of tension. And tension will slow you down as you get to play harder rudiments and you move on. So now I'm going to practice with my left. And one thing that I find works well is to actually play everything as double stops. I want to practice both hands at the same time. It's called match grip because my hands are the same. I want to be sure that I'm doing the same thing. And right now, it's important to watch your hands, watch where the sticks are hitting, watch everything that's happening, and adjust as you need to. I'm not too worried about being exact on my double stops, because again, right now, I'm mostly looking at how my sticks are moving. So as you progress with this and you're becoming more comfortable with your wrist moving, with your fingers staying a little bit open so the stick can breathe and resonate, you can move on and you can start playing things like 8 on a hand, where you're playing 8 eighth notes on each hand. You can continue with double stops and you can play singles. 8 on a hand sounds something like this. Double stops obviously would continue. And then if you were to play something like singles, it would just be alternating your sticks. So if we took our tempo for our first 8 on a hand, those are our eighth notes, we'd play 16th notes. And then obviously you can play around with different heights. Thanks for checking out Rudimentality's Rude How-Tos. My name is Mike Brown, and here's a little something you could do with match grip.